This is the Geoffrey and Richie Show. All sports, all talk.
Hello there, and welcome to the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show. I am Richie Benno. I'd like to introduce my colleague, not in person, Geoffrey Boycott. Good morning, Geoffrey.
Sail away with me. What will be will... Good morning, Richie. Good morning, everybody.
Thanks, David. We're on the air.
Oh, you did say David Gray. You said David Gray. Prepare yourself. So
I did. Yes.
Just I for everyone there, but for a moment they thought, bloody hell, that is an amazing voice.
Yeah, they may well have thought that, but just in case they didn't.
No, this is a sports show.
Yeah, quick explanation.
Artistic efforts by myself.
Yeah, speaking to Geoffrey just prior doing making sure that he was there, and all he could talk about was the number of David Gray albums he owns. So,
don't broadcast that. Jesus Christ.
Which is none.
All lies. All lies are there from Richie. I'm into gangster rap. E. Smalls is one of my heroes.
Isn't he all of ours? How are you, Geoffrey, then? All right.
I've got a stinker of a headache, so
Good.
Bring that on. How are you doing? Because I know you're not well, which is why, again, we are apart.
Yeah, we are Skyping again. Well, I don't think, my health...
You haven't got the runs this time, have you, mate?
No, I haven't. No, you'll be pleased. You'll be pleased now. In fairness, it's one of the few things I don't have.
Right.
So I'm just waiting for it to start again.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Look forward to that brown sea of fun. Anyway, let's start with the cricket. We're recording this on Friday night, just so that we've had the first day's play of the test down at Chittagong, which I think is a wonderful place in terms of its name. I think it's a great name, Chittagong. It sounds really, really cool.
I think
first day's play. I mean, no doubt you were up at 3 this morning watching it, Geoffrey. Give me your initial thoughts, if you will.
Richie, I think you've jumped the gun a little here, because we should really go back in time slightly and talk about the final one-dayer between Bangladesh and England, should we not?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, go for it then. Sorry, you are the director.
Well, indeed. I like to think so. It was another hammering for Bangladesh, the poor chaps. Bangladesh won the toss and elected to put us into bat. And Keysvetter, who I believe we mentioned last week, again opened the batting and promptly smashed 107 off 124, which is a fair innings, fair old innings, which helped us post 284 for 5, which is a fairly decent total. Bangladesh indeed then failed miserably to reach it. They
tell him what it is, Geoffrey.
They reached 239 for 9. Aftab Ahmed was their top scorer with 46, and Bresnan, who seems to have come into his own recently, took 4 for 28, which is no mean feat on these spinning surfaces.
It was strange. It was strange that their chase down or lack of chase down. It was almost as if they were looking at a different score, because when they were should have been putting their foot down and accelerating away, they just didn't.
No. I don't know what to say, because unfortunately I didn't really get to see a great deal of it, which again is a horrific shame. I don't sound genuine there, do I?
Not really.
I do struggle to sound genuine a lot of the time, even when I am trying to be. Anyway, so England wrapped up the one-day series 3-0. Good times for them. Yeah. They then played in a warm-up game against Bangladesh A.
This is thorough. I really have jumped the gun here talking about the test match, haven't I? God,
yeah.
And what are they eating in their meals? Come
on. Mainly cucumber, I believe.
Okay.
No, it was a bit of a farcical game. I don't know if you can recall some of the goings on.
Yeah.
But essentially, England bowled Bangladesh out for 202 in their first innings. Treadwell took 6 for 95, and indeed put him very much in the reckoning for selection in the first test. Hassan hit 107 in that, so pretty decent given that they were all out for 202. England then replied with 281 for 7. Trott hit 101, Pryor 73, and indeed KP had another failure, and I think that was what a lot of the chat about was prior to the first test, that KP had really had a dog-awful tour. and indeed continued his poor run into the second innings. But before we go on to that, Bangladesh in their first innings, or their only innings, hit 362 for 5. And I don't know whether you're aware of this, but both Cook and Carberry just threw down some pies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they bowled, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, for a couple of their batsmen to just smash the absolute crap out of the ball. A chap called Chowdhury and Mahmood were involved in this farcical spell. Chowdhury hit 91 off of 30 balls. He hit 10 fours, 8 sixes. Mahmood hit 66 off 17 balls. He hit 8 fours and 6 sixes. Cook bowled 5 overs for 111 runs. That's a scandal. I
mean, to be honest with you, mate, it's just the whole game, really. I mean, why these warm-up games are viewed as like well, they're not viewed as competitive.
What's Cook thinking? This is what I don't understand. He just turned it into an absolute joke. Indeed, this is my final stat regarding that game. Carberry bowled 4 overs for 78 runs.
It's not quality, is it?
I mean, it makes absolutely no sense to me. So yeah, I'm a little bit disgusted with them. But anyway, so that does now bring us on to the first test, and I believe you can now take up the reins.
Well, I just, we nearly did the show last night, but as I mentioned before, I haven't been on top form health-wise, so we couldn't do it yesterday. But had we been talking last night, there was much debate about selection, and Treadwell put himself in the reckoning, and were we going to play two?
Did he actually get selected? I'm not sure.
No, he's not in the 11. We've gone with a very long batting lineup in general. I mean, we're playing just Swan and then the three seamers of Bresnan, Broad, and Finn, which I'm really pleased about. I think I like.
We've got Steve Finn. Did you say?
Yeah, Stephen Finn. Yeah.
You cut out a little bit there.
Sorry, yeah, Stephen Finn. Apologies. It's great that they're giving him a chance. He's come in. He bowled well in that. Yes, there were farcical parts of the warm-up game without doubt, but we certainly got some things out of it. I find it a little bit strange that we've only gone with the one spinner. I think Bangladesh have got 11 in theirs, but just going with just Swan is a little bit strange, I suppose. And in fairness to Treadwell, if they're not going to play him there, when are they really going to play him? The fact he's taken wickets in the warm-up game, he couldn't have done any more. Obviously, he was just a victim of selection, really, because obviously they're going to play Swan, and it's a bit strange to go with just the one spinner, and with the long batting lineup against the Bangladeshis, who, let's face it, let's put it politely, they're an emerging nation. They are not.
They're dog.
Geoffrey and Richie.
If you'd like to download the full version of the Geoffrey and Richie Sports Show, including more cricket talk, a full football roundup, and of course the winners and losers from the past 7 days of sport, go to iTunes. You can download the full version there. You can also check out our blog. The web address is www.geoffreyandrichie.libsyn.com. You can email us. Our email address is geoffreyandrichie@hotmail.co.uk. We are on Facebook and we are on Twitter too. The username is GNR_podcast.
This is the Geoffrey and Richie Show. All sports, all talk.